Welcome to day 155 of Daily Bible Reading Plan Made Easier. Today let us read Numbers, chapters 28 through 30. Let us begin with a short prayer in our heart asking the Holy Spirit for wisdom, understanding, and to hear from God and not just to finish today's reading. Now let's begin. Numbers, chapter 28, Daily Offerings. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the people of Israel and say to them, My offering, my food, for my food offerings, my blazing aroma, you shall be careful to offer to me at its appointed time. And you shall say to them, This is the food offering that you shall offer to the Lord. 2 male lambs a year old without blemish, day by day as a regular offering. The one lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at twilight. Also a tenth of an ephah of fine flour for a grain offering, mixed with a quarter of a hin of beaten oil. It is a regular burnt offering, which was ordained at Mount Sinai for a blazing aroma, a food offering to the Lord. Its drink offering shall be a quarter of a hin for each lamb. In the holy place you shall pour out a drink offering of strong drink to the Lord. The other lamb you shall offer at twilight, like the grain offering of the morning, and like its drink offering. You shall offer it as a food offering with a blazing aroma to the Lord. Sabbath offerings. On the Sabbath day, 2 male lambs a year old without blemish, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a grain offering, mixed with oil and its drink offering. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, besides the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. Monthly offerings. At the beginnings of the months, you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 bulls from the herd, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish, also 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a grain offering, mixed with oil, for each bull, and 2/10 of fine flour for a grain offering, mixed with oil, for the 1 ram, and a tenth of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for every lamb, for a burnt offering with a blazing aroma, a food offering to the Lord. Their drink offerings shall be half of a hin of wine for a bull, a third of a hin for a ram, and a quarter of a hin for a lamb. This is the burnt offering of each month throughout the months of the year. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering to the Lord. It shall be offered besides the regular burnt offering in its drink offering. Passover offerings. On the 14th day of the first month is the Lord's Passover, and on the 15th day of this month is a feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, but offer a food offering, a burnt offering to the Lord. 2 bulls from the herd, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old. See that they are without blemish. Also their grain offering of fine flour, mixed with oil. 3/10 of an ephah shall you offer for a bull, and 2/10 for a ram. A tenth shall you offer for each of the 7 lambs. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering to make atonement for you. You shall offer this besides the burnt offering of the morning, which is for a regular burnt offering. In the same way, you shall offer daily for 7 days the fruit of a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. It shall be offered besides the regular burnt offering in its drink offering. And on the 7th day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. Offerings for the feast of weeks. On the day of the first fruits, when you offer a grain offering of new grain to the Lord at your feasts of weeks, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, but offer a burnt offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. 2 bulls from the herd, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old. Also the grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3 tenths of an ephah for each bull, 2 tenths for 1 ram, a tenth for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat to make atonement for you, besides the regular burnt offering in its grain offering. You shall offer them in the drink offering. See that they are without blemish. Numbers chapter 29. Offerings for the Feast of Trumpets. On the first day of the 7th month you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. It is a day for you to blow the trumpets, and you shall offer a burnt offering for a pleasing aroma to the Lord. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish. Also the grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3 tenths of an ephah for the bull, 2 tenths for the ram, and 1 tenth for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat for a sin offering to make atonement for you. Besides the burnt offering of the new moon and its grain offering, and the regular burnt offering in its grain offering, and the drink offering, according to the rule for them, for a pleasing aroma of food offering to the Lord. Offerings for the Day of Atonement. On the 10th day of this 7th month you shall have a holy convocation and afflict yourselves. You shall do no work, but you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing aroma. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old, see that they are without blemish. And the grain offering shall be of fine flour, mixed with oil, 3 tenths of an ephah for the bull, 2 tenths for the 1 ram, a tenth for each of the 7 lambs, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the sin offering of atonement and the regular burnt offering and its grain offering and the drink offerings. Offerings for the Feast of Booths. On the 15th day of the 7th month you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any work, and you shall keep a feast to the Lord 7 days. And you shall offer a burnt offering, a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. 13 bulls from the herd, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old, they shall be without blemish. And the grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3 tenths of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2 tenths for each of the 2 rams, and a tenth for each of the 14 lambs. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 2nd day, 12 bulls from the herd, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering in its grain offering and the drink offerings. On the third day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with a grain offering in the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering in its grain offering in its drink offering. On the third day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with a grain offering in the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering and its drink offering. On the fifth day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with a grain offering in the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering in its grain offering and its drink offering. On the sixth day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with a grain offering in the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offerings. On the seventh day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with a grain offering in the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the eighth day you shall have a solemn assembly. You shall not do any work, but you shall offer a burnt offering, a food offering with a blessing aroma to the Lord. 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish, and the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs, in the prescribed quantities. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, and its grain offering in its drink offering. This you shall offer to the Lord at your appointed feasts, in addition to your vow offerings and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings and for your grain offerings, and for your drink offerings and for your peace offerings. So Moses told the people of Israel everything just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Numbers chapter 30. Men and Vows. Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes of the people of Israel, saying, "This is what the Lord has commanded. If a man vows a vow to the Lord or swears an oath to bind himself by a pledge, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth." Women and vows. If a woman vows a vow to the Lord and binds herself by a pledge, while within her father's house in her youth, and her father hears of her vow and of her pledge by which she has bound herself, and says nothing to her, then all her vows shall stand, and every pledge by which she had bound herself shall stand. But if her father opposes her on the day that he hears of it, no vow of hers, no pledge by which she has bound herself shall stand, and the Lord will forgive her because her father opposed her. If she marries a husband while under her vows, or any thoughtless utterance of her lips by which she has bound herself, and her husband hears of it and says nothing to her on the day that he hears, then her vow shall stand, and her pledges by which she has bound herself shall stand. But if, on the day that her husband comes to hear of it, he opposes her, then he makes void her vow that was on her, and the thoughtless utterance of her lips by which she bound herself, and the Lord will forgive her. But any vow of a widow or of a divorced woman, anything by which she has bound herself, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house or bound herself by a pledge with an oath, and her husband heard of it and said nothing to her and did not oppose her, then all her vows shall stand, and every pledge by which she bound herself shall stand. But if her husband makes them null and void on the day that he hears them, then whatever proceeds out of her lips concerning her vows or concerning her pledge of herself shall not stand. Her husband has made them void, and the Lord will forgive her and vow and any binding oath to afflict herself. Her husband may establish or her husband may make void. But if her husband says nothing to her from day to day, then he establishes all her vows or all her pledges that are upon her. He has established them because he said nothing to her on the day that he heard of them. But if he makes them null and void after he has heard of them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes that the Lord commanded Moses about a man and his wife, and about a father and his daughter while she is in her youth within her father's house. This concludes Numbers chapters 28 through 30. I believe you are all enjoying the daily videos. Thank you for watching the videos. Please like, share, and subscribe this video to please someone else. Your support helps spread God's word to more people. I will see you in my next video, day 156 reading. God bless us all.